Yeah, man, the day has been still getting used to this schedule, man, and like trying to nail some things down. So,
Yeah, and I get it, especially when it's nothing you really do. It just has to be.
right. So, but yeah, that's pretty much what's up.
Did you get a chance to check out the pages?
I looked at the pages a little bit, but I haven't I haven't fully dived into them because they did end up loading up on my phone, but like I was working, so I couldn't really like sit there with them. So
No, that makes sense.
so that was the only thing about that. But yeah, for the most part, man, I mean, like I said, everything looks okay. I've still got to go through it like with a fine tooth comb on the script. You know what I'm saying, and make sure that's crispy. So that's a big thing. But yeah, that's pretty much what's up. Let's see. I'm going to take the master volume a little bit. Boom. All right. Let's see. Yeah. All right. Cool. Now if I gotta do normal. Trying to remember that active. Okay. Man, but yeah, it's basically been a thing here where I just been like just kind of like figuring out the schedule, kind of getting it right and all that stuff. And I think once I nail like once I figure out like what time I definitively can get off, I'll be fine because it just varies. It seems like it varies pretty much between like 7 and 8. So,
Yeah.
but. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. So what page is this? Are you working on?
8.
Okay. All right. Cool. I'm I'm supposed to be. Hopefully, I can do it. I'm supposed to be going to do a quick 1 day pop up convention this Friday or this Saturday. So it's up in like Akron, and so like hopefully I can do that and make a little bit of money. You know what I'm saying? And get everything kind of moving some more. But I mean, so far like it seems like we have a decent flow of stuff. You know what I mean? Like my dude that's the letterer, he's getting like some other pages together and stuff, and that's kind of
Wait,
like
you said the dude is a glitterer?
the dude that's the letterer.
Oh, man, I was
Yeah, I don't know where you got glitter from.
misplacement there. I guess the way how you said littler or letterer.
Yeah,
I don't know if you eat anything. But yeah, you saying what about the letterer?
yeah, he's getting everything together. So um, we
I was
pretty
gonna say something else, but it's like I was like, we just cool for. But it's like I was thinking about that one, that first page about the clock, right? Because there's like those two panels,
mm-hmm.
and the one that you did the TikTok on. I was like, okay, that's great. But I was wondering if like, man, because in the first one, you kind of get that dramatic like tick, tick, tock, and the next one is tick, tock, tick, tock, to build that suspension. But I was like, that's fine. Besides, it's
I mean, it's all right. I mean, I
yeah,
thought the TikTok thing was just that was a good idea by itself. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
because I hadn't even thought it, I was like, oh damn, that makes more sense.
But that's how I imagined it, like, cause like reason the clock is there is obviously to show the fact of he's waiting suspensefully.
Mm-hmm.
I think, yeah. So it's like in your
Yeah.
eyes, that's the only thing I can imagine like would be like a quiet like
Right, and then on top of that, it's a bank, so it's like,
middle of the day.
yeah, it's a bank, and so it's a quiet atmosphere anyway. So.
Yeah, or at least that type of bank. 'Cause I know when I go into my bank, like Wells Fargo can kind of be like not like bustling, but or actually no, that's Navy Federal. Navy Federal, man, in the middle of the day, man, he has a bunch of it's like it's not like chatter, but it's just like decent atmosphere because you got obviously a lot of people like talking to agents like, oh
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you want to set up like a personal 401k from this bank, sit down, talk to
Right.
the agent. So it's that kind of like atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, for those who joined on Instagram, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Right now, just working on a live here with Scrap Issue 6.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a little kind of full page of it. Just getting quick before I start inking it and then we'll get to the background stuff. But again, thank y'all for joining. We're also over at Twitch. I don't even know how to like really plug a Twitch like on the
Yeah.
side.
I what I always do on Twitch is I just use those stories, and then like you can insert the link. So, twitch.tv/J underscore U underscore I underscore brand.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I see how it is.
Yeah, he's over on Twitch. Fred is also on here with me. He's playing. Wait, are you playing videos or is it
Yeah, I'm not playing Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth, the demo.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, the demo. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, yeah, I just had to kind of stuff my face there for a second and get that going. So, but now everything's fine. But yeah, like I said, I'm like, especially like I was looking just at the last couple pages, and I was like, oh snap, this is gonna be really fun. You know what I'm saying? Just the rough sketches of the last couple pages. Um,
Oh, the rough sketch. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, because like one of the things that like I wanted to do, which like I was gonna ask you about, I was like, nah, I'm just gonna go do it. I added more panels because I feel like for some of them they needed some more beats, especially
Okay.
like the chase scene with like the dude was like jumping, from house to house. So in my
Right.
head it's like, man, yeah, you definitely want to like show like he's hoofing it.
Right.
That's not easy to chase someone on a bike.
Right. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So you got to think like if you're going if he's trying to cut you off.
Even 30 miles per hour.
Yeah. Like she's rounding the corner, but if he's trying to cut you off and he's just hopping these fences, bap, 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 and then he catches up with you because he basically cuts you off. You know what I mean? So that was kind of the whole thing. And so
So yeah, it should definitely be fun.
yeah, I'm really excited about that. Especially I just like how you translated certain panels. You know what I'm saying? Especially like when she's on the phone. So I was like, damn, that's really what's up. So, but yeah, I don't know, man. Um, ultimately, like, and as you know, I got into DreamCon, so
Nice. Yeah.
yeah. So I think I'm still waiting to hear back from BlurredCon. If I got into BlurredCon, like, that's the that's pretty much the trifecta. Like, I know I didn't get into the classic game fest, which would have been absolutely perfect, but they ran out of tables.
Yeah.
Like I told you about that, how they ran out of tables. So
Yeah, no, that's how it usually is. Hey,
yeah.
really quick. Hey, comic book boss, man. I saw your comment. Thank you so much, man. Say Charles had a commission idea. I'd like to DM you. DM you. Yeah, no, absolutely, man. Yeah, just shoot me a message. As my commission for this year are officially open now, so yeah.
Yeah. Uh, okay. this is like this is beyond perfect. So I'm basically like playing through like so like did you ever play Final Fantasy 7 like all the way through?
I've never played any of the Final Fantasies. I know it's very shameful, but
Oh wow.
this is where I'm at.
Do you
Yeah,
not
I've
play
only like
RPGs at
sort of
all?
vicarious. No, it's just like I never was really. I played RPGs, but it's just like there were certain ones like, and that just never hit me because like all the way back on like was it PS1 when it came out,
Yeah.
it just really I guess didn't appeal to me. But also I just wasn't in that like Squeenix like era of like certain things coming out. It's like oh okay this is a thing friends are playing it, but I'm going to play this.
Ah, okay.
So it's never that was from like very young like when it first came out because it was seven was the first one right or was
Well, 7 was the
because I don't
big
know
one.
the numbering for it was so yeah the numbering for it was so weird. It's like because
So
like when I
it's
was back in like the
so it's weird. Like so, if you want to get into the official numbering, then it goes like this. Basically, like on NES, they had the first Final Fantasy. So
yeah I never had any yes
yeah, and then like you had Final Fantasy 2 that came out on NES as well. But then basically you have like 3, 4, and 5 that all came out in Japan. You know what I'm saying? But like they were all on like Super Nintendo. And so
yeah
then basically once you got the Super Nintendo back over here, um, they called this one Final Fantasy 3, which was actually Final Fantasy 6 in Japan. And so when you got the PlayStation, then the numbering matched up and it was like Final Fantasy 7. So that was
yeah
the whole
that's
thing.
another thing. See, even though I didn't know that specifically, I just knew something was off when I like heard about like seven and all that stuff. It's like
Yeah.
me not having any yes it's like it was like all right pass. I mean it's cool to hear about it but overall. I'm more
Yeah.
interested in other things.
Yeah, but the other thing
Because at the
about
time too, like I was playing like what was it for PlayStation? Like I was playing like Crash Bandicoot and other things, and
yeah.
then like oh yeah, Tekken. So that's when like I first started really getting into like the side scrolling like beat 'em up games. Like when Tekken 2 came out,
Yeah.
I was like all right, I'm into this.
Yeah, no, I
And
dig it.
then once what's it called? Because I kind of think it's like PlayStation came first, right? Before Nintendo was around the same time.
So like were you talking
The
about Nintendo
N64
64?
specifically.
So no, PlayStation came first.
Okay, that okay, yeah. So I remember specifically the timeline is as soon as like N64 hit the stores, and it's crazy to think about this, like they were like around like $200 back then,
Yeah.
or was it more? Like the system
Yeah,
was like
N64 was like no, N64 was like $300, I think.
yeah, $300. I was like at the time I was like, oh wow, that's a lot of money. But then looking
Yeah.
back, it's like, man, that's a lot of money. You think back to like the technology, obviously.
Right, yeah.
But anyway, from there, once GoldenEye came out, then it was all over. It's like, oh, that's it. GoldenEye, Smash Bros, and Mario Kart. That's
Right.
all I needed to play.
Yeah, no,
And
I
that's
dig
kind of
it.
like what led me to like now like looking at other games, especially when it came to like Square Enix. Because like another embarrassing thing, I never played oh, why am I forgetting the names of it? Um, Metal Gear, any of the Metal Gears.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like there was like a swath of like my childhood that like wasn't inundated with like certain games, especially like the Japanese, um, the ones that like really like kind of translated over to a lot of uh, '90s American consumption.
Right.
Even
Right.
though like I was very aware of these things, it was just like, oh, okay, cool. I'm more interested in all this.
Right, I dig it.
And then when PS2 came out, that's when I really went headlong and like started to explore and other things, and that's how I came across games like Guilty Gear and Blaze Blue, and then what was that other one? There was like a I forget the name of it. Like it's I think it's Shinigami or whatever. Where like
Mm.
there's this dude who has like these like glowing tattoos all over his body. It's kind of like a mystery solving game.
Uh, shoot, I don't know. I don't know what game that
I
is.
gotta look it up again. But anyway, yeah. So I say all that to say that I definitely missed out on like the FF adventures.
Yeah, I can dig it. I like I said, for me it was just Final Fantasy 7 was like the first Final Fantasy I played, and then I played.
And that's what it feels like. That almost feels like that is the first one because like from a lot of people's like growing up, like I've always heard about that. It's like, oh yeah, Final Fantasy VII,
Yeah,
and then thinking like, okay, what were the other like six before that? But everyone talks about seven, and obviously seven's been remastered a couple times.
yeah.
But
Well, yeah, seven like because seven is probably the most profitable Final Fantasy that's an actual like linear game as opposed to like an MMO. It's probably been the most profitable. This is why it has the most sequels. Um, but yeah, like no, seven was it was the first one I played on PlayStation, and like then I think I played Final Fantasy Tactics, which at the time I didn't appreciate uh, how I didn't appreciate what I was playing. Later on, I came to really appreciate that game. And then
how
after that,
so?
uh, because like the tactics game, so like Final Fantasy was my first introduction to, or Final Fantasy VII was my first introduction to the series. I didn't realize that like all of the series have they're all their own individual stories. You know what I'm saying? So um, basically, so it's never like you need to play the first Final Fantasy to like understand Final Fantasy VII. Like no, it doesn't work like that.
So
So
basically, how the MCU used to be.
yeah, it says like every game is its own story, is its own universe. Like
Yeah,
you might get a nod like to something else, like in a like you might get a little cheeky little Easter egg, but it's not connected at all. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So, um, but yeah, like, but anyway, so but I didn't realize that until later. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, oh snap, because like Final Fantasy Tactics was a tactical game, and like you had job classes and stuff like that, and you just kind of like manage your squad and stuff. And I didn't understand the value of that at the time, and then later on, like when I really got to play it, I was like, wow, this game is incredible. And oddly enough, they've never made a sequel to Final Fantasy Tactics. They've made spiritual successors, but like never an actual sequel to the game. And then on top of that, they've made other games that like take place in that universe, which is weird. But anyway, um, but no. Long story short, though, so then I did that, and then like I couldn't get into Final Fantasy VIII, and then I played Final Fantasy IX, and Final Fantasy IX was okay, but I didn't care for like a lot of the characters, and it was like some of the worlds I care or some of the like cities you go to, I cared for those. Those were dope, like city designs and stuff. But like the actual game itself, like I didn't care for it. So, um, but then like on PS2 you get to Final Fantasy X, and 10 was like the last one that I like. It was the last. It was one of the last linear Final Fantasies I played. Because like I think I played 13, and it was something I just didn't like about 13. I think the problem I had with 13 was the fact that like 13 was it was their attempt. I think it was a freaking Square Enix attempt to make a Western game.
Oh
So
yeah.
so there was like this. It was kind of like this weird, fast paced tech shooter almost in some spots, and it was just really strange.
Yeah, there's some games that like I don't know what it is about like how good they were, and yet they just didn't translate over to like different worlds for people. Like it almost seems like they kind of had their own lifespan and kind of depleted. Like I still to this day don't understand how Midnight Club Racing hasn't become like one of the top premier like racing games
Right.
because they only did basically like three games: Midnight Club One, Two, and then Dub Edition.
Mm-hmm. So yeah,
And yeah,
but everybody loves Gran Turismo. You know,
I don't know why.
I
I
I
honestly
could
don't know
never
why.
see the. I personally could never see the appeal of Gran Turismo. Like, but then
I
again,
will say this though,
I'm not a
I
big.
honestly can see why certain people, and when I say certain people, there's a specific brand, and it's not a bad thing, but like when I've watched friends play it, like I had like a couple of roommates like back when I was up in Minnesota, and I was watching them play it, and I played it a couple of times, but I was like, okay, I can see where the appeal is for them because they probably want like a more realistic experience, and for me, I'm like, get that out of here, bunk that. Why am I gonna play a game that's like a realistic simulator? I need
Right.
to play something that's fun and entertaining.
Right. You.
Like
I want.
I don't want to be restricted by the realities and like the specificities
Yeah. I want to.
of
I want to race.
realistic
I want a
situations.
racing game, so I can feel like I'm racing something that's super fun. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. It's like
Like I
you
don't.
can
I
never
don't
really
need the
have the
hand. I don't need to
realistic.
know the handling of freaking. You know, a Toyota. You know, a Hyundai Acura or whatever the hell. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm not
I
like
mean, it's
obsessed
cool
with
to like
that.
get into the customization of things, but when it comes to the actual gameplay, I'm like, dude, like, who was it? Midnight Club Racing 2. It was like one mission where you basically you're in Japan in like Tokyo. I don't know if like the specs are exact in regards to like the cityscape. Doesn't nor does it matter to me. But I remember there's this area where you're going through like a I guess a gala opera hall, like you're crashing and racing through it, and it leads into like a parking garage that goes through like this tunnel, and basically it leads to like this huge, ridiculous, like out of this world roller coaster ramp, and basically you just go flying in the air. And when you get a specific vehicle for that level, I think it's called the Nagasaki. It's like this like demon looking car, and it basically has wings that like jut out like when you go in the air, and like you like hit like over like 220 miles per hour. You basically go flying, and like it has almost kind of this gliding effect, and it's just so satisfying.
Hmm.
So
Yeah. See
that's
that.
what I want to play for.
Yeah, that's dope. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember. I think that's the other thing about like a game like what was it, Need for Speed? Like the first
Yeah,
the first three Need for Speed games on PlayStation were like that was my jam. I was like, damn, this is
yeah,
dope.
because
You
of the way
know?
they handle, especially.
Yeah.
Comic book Boss, he said, you guys remember Cruising USA? I've actually never played that. I
I
vividly
never
like remember
I
it
never
because
played
it's like
Cruising USA because it was always in the it was always in the arc like it was one of those games that's in the arcade that like I just kind of skimmed over. Like if you gotta for
that's
me it was
so funny
like
because like man, thinking about the arcade, that is like where some of those like kind of weird like just like alternative games you probably not necessarily would buy or maybe couldn't buy. I don't know because like I don't know. Thinking about it, was Time Crisis ever a game that you could like purchase and
yeah.
play at home? Because I always
Yeah,
remember playing
yeah.
like
Time
Cruising and
Crisis,
seeing
you
that
could
stuff on
buy it at
TV.
you could buy it on. It was on PlayStation, and the thing is, it came
I
with guns.
swear it felt like it was
So it came with
arcade
it
exclusive.
came with two guns that you plugged into the PlayStation. So,
Man,
and yeah,
I must have missed out on that hard because I never saw that at the store anywhere at any GameStop ever. It's like
yeah,
once I played the arcade, and that's the thing. It's like I don't know who are those like aliens, those freaks out there who can like complete certain arcade games. I've never been able to win a Time Crisis.
no,
Like all
that's
the
a bunch of
places.
that's a whole bunch of quarters I ain't got. So,
Exactly, man. That used to like really
cause
make me
that
so mad. It's like,
that's like
no, I can't continue.
yeah, that's like one of those X-Men games, man. Like or the
Oh
remember
my
the X-Men
god.
beat 'em up game?
Bruh, like when
So,
you get your whole squad, like when you get up to like what was it, 4 players or 6 players,
oh yeah,
we still would lose. Cause like once you get to like Juggernaut or Magneto, it's like, all right,
yeah, and that's when you just gotta hope that you got the free play joint. You know what I'm saying? Because
yeah,
then it can go down. You know what I'm saying? Then it can be like, okay, we just about to go through and beat this, and it's gonna be dope. So yeah,
yeah. Honestly, there's probably a page out there dedicated to like the games that haunt us, like reminiscing like '90s childhood games. To this
hmm
day, I mean, there's like several ones. Like honestly, I don't even know like the original Mario on like Super Nintendo. Does it have an end? I'm embarrassed to ask it, but like I've never known.
I don't
Does
know.
it even have an end?
I feel like it does, but I
That's one
shot.
I'll go look up.
Yeah.
It's also another haunting game that to this day like still dogs me to the point where I was embarrassed that I actually went onto YouTube to see how it ends. I've never beat Battletoads, specifically Battletoads in Double Dragon, like the combo for the
Yeah.
Sega. That game to this day like makes me so angry. Like me and my brother, we can never get past like the fifth level.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean Battletoads is like legendarily hard. So
Yeah,
yeah. So I don't blame you for that. So
but I literally went on YouTube and it's like, oh, this is what the sixth level looks like. It's like what? This is what the seventh level looks like. He just like descends into like purgatory.
right.
Just how hard it is.
Yeah, and it's just like I've seen people like go through and like beat it, and I'm like, dude, how are you doing this? Like, you know
Yeah,
what I
because
mean?
that's another thing too. Yeah, when I see people like the way they move, it's like, how are you able to do that? Like, what are you? How are you accessing this movement?
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like
Like you
you
got like a scuff control or something.
yeah, you really get into ultra instinct levels. So
Yeah, Comic Boss man. Like when it comes to that game holds a special place in my heart where I love playing it. Especially my little brother. Like me and him, like we've always played that game. And obviously, it's like I would be like the one to kind of progress further. Like he would eventually die, but like it's like I needed him. I felt like it's like the way to get further. And then whenever he died, it was usually around like the third, like the second or third level. It's like, all right, here we go. Got more hearts, but I can't bring you back.
mhm.
Like that in Streets of Rage. Like I remember, it's like you can give somebody like your continuation lives. It's like, okay,
Right.
I only give you one more.
Right, exactly.
You gotta play your own way now.
Yeah. So yeah, it's crazy. Like, but yeah, it's a couple games like that. Like you talk about games that haunt you. You know, you think about the original Ninja. Well, I don't know if you ever played the original Ninja Turtles game that was on NES.
I played in the arcades like a couple
So
times,
so
but
that's
was it one
turtle.
of those
That's
things where like
technically Turtles
I
two.
had to beat it?
So that's technically Turtles two. So before that, there was an original Ninja Turtles game that was kind of like it's kind of action adventure slash RPG type deal. But that game was another game that was just like it was hard for no reason, you know.
Yeah.
And they had a river dam stage that is up there with Battletoads, man. It's like one of the hardest stages to ever like that you could ever have. You know what I'm saying in a game. And so, you
Yeah, as
know,
a kid, you're just wondering, it's like, am I just like an invalid human being?
right? Yeah,
Like,
it's really like that.
at that time, like I was thinking, like there was like another game. Like, did you ever play Shinobi for some
Yeah.
reason? I forget if it was like Shinobi one or two, but I just know like one of the Shinobis. Maybe it's the first one. I just remember like when it came to one of like the ninjas or like the enemies, like they kept like having shurikens to throw, and like it was like so intense, like I couldn't like block them or dodge them in time. That like they would just like get me every single time. It's like, yo, how am I supposed to progress past this? But
Hmm.
this is before like the internet, where you could look up things like, okay, show me how to beat this. Basically, like let's watch
Right.
some videos.
Because the only thing,
Back in the day before I actually had patience.
yeah, but the only thing that people have, the only thing that you had at that time was, just the
YouTube.
magazines. Like, and
Yeah,
it,
yeah, the magazines. Yep.
yeah, and so, because I remember sitting in the grocery store, like, trying to memorize codes, you know what I'm saying? Like, for certain games. Because at the end of at the end of a lot of magazines, they would be like, "Oh, here are the tips and tricks for this month, and use this code to get here or whatever." You know what I'm
Was that
saying?
Wizard or was that like another one? I'm trying to
Um,
think. Like, what was it?
there was a magazine called Game Pro, and then there was a magazine called Game. It was Game Pro, Electronic Gamers Monthly, and then what was the other one? I mean, yeah, you had Nintendo Power too, but like Game Pro, Electronic Gamers Monthly. Um, then there was another one.
Yeah, I remember some of those like those articles
Nintendo
too, especially when
Power.
it came to Pokemon. Like when you like had to figure out, okay, how to get this Pokemon, or tips and tricks. Like, okay, the biggest thing is like how to duplicate like the rare candies. Like that hack was always fun.
Yeah.
But then you found out that it's like, oh, it doesn't matter. You can get your Pokemon to level 100, but if you don't get them XP points, it's getting dogged by like a level 20.
Right.
A level 20 Bulbasaur, man. I was like so mad.
Uh,
That's crazy. Like that whole era too. Like that's something that no other generation will have ever.
yeah. No. No. They're never gonna have that. So
Nathan, what's good, man? It says, you guys ever beat Comic Zone?
yeah, I beat Comic Zone, but I only beat it with a Game Genie.
Okay, so basically you get a game shark.
Yep.
Yeah, like there's just certain games that like I wish that I could have
Game
beat them.
Informer. It was Game Informer. That's what it
That was a
was.
magazine.
So
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah,
which
man.
is weird because Game Informer like still exists, and they and
Does it?
game because it's bought by GameStop, and they try to pawn it off on you. So
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, so
But I
like
remember like when they had Game Shark, and that was like a whole nother level because like when you had Game Shark, though, you really trying to
yeah,
break and you're basically trying to jailbreak the system. This
yeah,
is
you had to.
you're not
It
gonna
was
be
it
able to
was a
cheat
Game
that.
Shark. The cheat things that you had. It was Game Shark and Pro Action Replay, and yeah, Game Shark and Pro Action Replay are basically both of the system or both of the little attachments or whatever that really broke games. They really did. Like, because there was a bunch of codes that weren't approved that you could use. Like one of the best codes was it was for Tomb Raider 2, and it was basically and I don't remember where I got this code from, but it gives Laura the ability to climb all the walls, and it gives her the ability to fly. So
Wait,
you
like straight up like fly
so
like
like
you
you
can.
if you hit the jump button, she'll just keep going up.
So oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so literally just like Superman flying.
Yeah, so you would hold the jump button and she'd just keep going up, and then like you let the jump button go, she'll drop. So basically, if there was a jump you couldn't make, then it was just like okay, jump that way, but then you gotta like make sure you let yourself down a certain way. But then on top of that, the other
Yeah.
thing was she could climb on any wall. You know what I'm saying? Like, and because that was the game where she first like could actually climb. And so it was just like, oh shit, you can climb on any wall now. And I don't know where I got those codes from, but like I never saw those codes anywhere else in any other magazine.
Oh, you know another game that I always appreciated, like when you go could put in input stuff was Turok, because I remember like Turok and Turok 2,
Yeah,
I needed them codes because man, like some, I was like, I don't want to wait, I want this gun now. Like there was like a specific like plasma laser gun that I
yeah,
was like, I have to have that gun. I'm not waiting until I get to this level. Give me it now. Those days were so fun. Or like what was it, Rogue Squadron for N64? I remember putting in like the cheat code dead dack to get
mm-hmm,
in like certain things like get the Millennium Falcon or being able to have like certain other ships
yeah,
or like increased firepower.
yeah, man. That was definitely the stuff. So, but yeah, the Game Sharks were
Different era.
it was a different era. Like, I mean, now you got just mods now. You know what I'm saying? Which,
Exactly.
you know,
Listen, I'm dealing with it all the time on Call of Duty.
of course.
All these folk with like their strike packs and scuffs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's all
Honestly,
like
just straight up like like programs. Like they're doing like good
yeah,
programs.
it's just all like high level cheating at this point.
Yeah.
So you know, but
But it's
it's
funny because I can see, once I can see that's probably why like I like it just on its merit alone, but just like the game Cyberpunk, I
yeah,
like it just obviously because like the cyberpunk aesthetic and like that whole genre. But in itself, you think about it, especially the way they like outfitted like their um, combat system, it's designed to basically get an edge up above like other players. It's basically designed to be cheating. So
right,
it's like, okay, let me get this upgrade. Let me get this upgrade. Like there was literally like one thing I saw on the internet where it's like you get this kind of like how do I say it? Almost like not acidic, but like kind of like this like atmospheric damaging shotgun that like reloads and like re strengthens like your stamina and health every time you kill someone with it.
hmm,
And it's like something that is you can just and it actually it's like an attachment on your arm. So basically it doesn't really even run out.
okay,
Yeah, it was just one of those things like, oh, wait, that's dope. But you have to get like certain attachments. You got to do certain missions to like get the upgrade specs for it. But once you get it, it's like, yeah, you just have it with you. It's like, jeez,
yeah,
Message from Lita Vala. Whatever gets done will be amazing.
oh wow,
whatever gets done.
oh yeah, that's
Floating Black Lincoln Continental. Yep.
yeah, that's my homegirl. I'm working on a screenplay with her, so yeah, but but yeah, because of my driving job, I like whenever I get texts, they like are read out loud, which my girl.
I'm trying to get my phone back to that because like it used to do that, and now I'm just mad. Like every time I ask Siri, it's like, hey, what's the weather like? She'd be like, silence.
Right.
I'm like, yo, can you read it to me? You used to do that for me.
Yeah, like
I've been in like a long term relationship with her now. It's all of a sudden it's like, oh,
yeah, I got The closest thing I got to that, because I got an Android phone, so it's like that little Bixby thing, and
Oh yeah.
so Bixby is like, I'd be like, "Hi, Bixby," and then you know, and actually it just came up when I said that.
It
So
sounds like Zaxby.
right, but yeah, I don't know, but that's yeah, I got that like, and I'd be asking it for the weather and stuff like that in the morning. So or I'll ask it to do like some math problem or something. But I gotta like I have to be quick, so I can't like stutter. You know what I'm saying? I can't just be like,
Oh yeah.
yeah, hi Bixby, what's two
I didn't understand that.
Yep. I
see
didn't understand your language impediments. I didn't understand your slang.
exactly.
Yo, I swear, like, Siri's gotten racist over the last couple of years. Because at first, I can pronounce my words in the way that I've always have
Mhm.
with clarity, and then now all of a sudden, 2024, he's like, "Oh, you meant to say this? No, that's not what I meant to say.
Right.
How did you get that from this?"
Yeah, it is really weird like that. Hmm. Man, this whole place is crazy good.
Comic boss, so you're probably already off now, but yeah, man, later. Thanks for joining in. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, man, I can't wait till looking at like a lot of six though, man. I really can't wait till this drops, and then like with the script of seven is like, and it's weird, man. Like, because I'm looking at six, and when I wrote six, it was just kind of like, okay, this is cool. This is like kind of a mean time in between time type issue, but like because I needed
What?
it to no
I've
like
never heard of that term, but
I
okay.
know mean time in between time. No, but I when I was initially writing it, like even back in the screenplay era, when I was writing it, it was just like, oh, this is a scene where I'm just gonna do X Y Z, and I'm gonna like try. I'm just gonna like I want to connect a couple of dots and create a couple of moments here, but like everything that happens is like in the next episode. You know what I'm saying? And like that's what I was thinking, but then like now I'm looking at the pages and I'm looking at like what you're doing with these pages, and I'm like, wow, this is like way dope. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's just like how you're translating a lot of the action is just like it's making it super fun. So
I'm confused on what you meant by as far as like the next episode. Like, what do you mean as far as like
so
things that were done
basically
in
like
six that
the way six was set up initially was just like I needed to create you know a reason for you know the things that happen later to happen. You know what I'm saying? So it was like I needed to do a couple of things. I needed to separate Miley from the gym. I needed to
okay.
yeah basically give some motivation as to why you know the whole core of the story happens where Shannon gets thrown into the deep end. You know what I'm saying? Um, so it's like, I mean, that was a big thing about that. Oh shit! That's right. I totally forgot that. Hmm. No,
What?
because I'm gonna play it back again. Yeah. Okay. So here's the thing. Like when I was looking at one of the things that happens in this demo of Final Fantasy VII is like without like giving you this whole backstory, um, like the main character Cloud, like because he hasn't been seen for like 5 or 7 years or something like that. He's got a relationship with
Wait,
this.
is this a time skip?
No, this is actually a flashback. What he's
Okay.
what he's going through is like actually a flashback. So, um, because he hadn't been seen for 7 years, and then he comes back, and that's when the game initially starts. Um, you know, basically he grew up in this town, this small town with this other main character Tifa, and this I guess the demo starts when they leave like Midgar and like the big city Midgar, and then they are in this like this inn, and he's basically telling them like, man, like 5 years ago, this crazy stuff happened when I went back to my hometown, when I went back to our hometown. And so he's telling the story, and there's an option here where like he's recounting like everything that happened, but like she wasn't there. Old girl like wasn't there, and there was a moment where you can go into her house, and then they basically ask like, "Hey, did you actually go into Tifa's house or no?" And that was actually in the original game. So like they ask you the question before you actually go into her house. So, yeah.
Oh, okay, just to like kind of give you like options of
Yeah, it's like, did you actually
where
go
to
into her?
go.
Because, like, if you go up to her house, it'd be like, did you actually visit her house? Because she's asking a question like, wait, did you actually go to my house and see what was up? Because it actually comes up later when they have a conversation and you get to see certain things. So,
Okay.
yeah. But, um, but yeah, I totally forgot about that until I just did the thing there. I was like, oh shit, it's this. So, yeah. But it's just I don't know. It's funny. It's just like little things here that are that I'm like looking at that they did were like that were really cool.
Nice.
So yeah. So it's like when I'm looking at this stuff, I'm like kind of having a trip down memory lane. Like, oh snap, this was this and this was this, and you did this, and obviously they just because it's freaking 30 years later since made this you made this game, you can really expel upon like all the different features and stuff and all that stuff now. So and it actually can feel like a small town. So I think that's actually pretty cool though.
Nice.
Yeah, but yeah, because there's a character here because Tifa does martial arts, but like in the original game you could only see you like when you go back to the town in the flashback you see him and he just talks to you for a second. You know what I'm saying? And like, then next thing you know, he'd be like, "Oh yeah, I came through the town. I was training Tifa, and that was it." And then you don't never see him again. Well, actually, you do see him like when the town burns down because he's trying to save people. But like, other than that, you don't really get to interact with him. But now, like, after you talk to him now, you like see him actually training like the townspeople and like walking them through yoga and stuff like that. So,
Okay.
yeah. So it's just little tidbits and stuff like that. Like, damn, this is kind of cool. So, mm, 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 mm. All right, let's see here. What was I doing? I was doing something. Mm, 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 mm. Mm, 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 mm.
Yeah, I enjoyed page 14 because like once because I know like we were trying to do the whole Kickstarter thing, but like just out of context, like or at least like visually from like my standpoint,
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of like, okay, I can draw like the panel, but like I don't know how it's gonna flow with the rest of the page, and then just getting the rest of the page kind of constructed helped.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, 14 was that was another one that was
Just
like
breaking.
it looked like I guess did you go back because I vaguely remember how you did it or wait did you
Basically, I just did like the first panel, which is like a big like panel of them getting kicked through the glass. But yeah, I did redo it because I didn't like how it looked as far as like just his position and everything. So I kind of like re-sketched how everything looked.
okay let's go
Yeah, it
back
felt awkward. You even felt like again, I've never kicked anybody out of glass with a nor have I been
yeah
kicked
Yeah, yeah,
I'm obviously working off of like suppose it would be like for something to fall back through glass, but
right.
yeah, I think the pose that I originally had it just felt too like unnatural and clunky.
Oh yeah, I remember. I remember now because I'm looking at it. I'm like, oh yeah, I remember now like what you did and versus what you have here now because there's definitely more force. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? There's more of a force because I think before it was like the 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 guy was like his head was like going back. You know what I'm saying? So
no, I'm thinking the first one and it was going forward. It was just like it didn't feel natural because of like
okay,
how the arms were positioned and also like the legs.
okay, yeah,
Because it's kind of like like that kind of like whiplash effect. Like if you get like pushed back or whatever, or like really hard,
mhm,
your kind of like free flowing stuff will like go like inwards while the rest of your body carries backwards. Versus like if say like like those roller coasters like when they like have like a quick like speedy takeoff, your head kind of jolts back just a little bit. It's like
okay,
that inertia.
yeah,
It's like whatever direction you're going, the inertia sends your kind of more separate body parts the opposite direction. Like when you like in a car, obviously make a hard left, your body is gonna move right.
yeah, yeah, definitely. All right. I'm yeah.
By the way, that electric bike, whatever you said you had like some pictures for how it should look, right? Or it was
Yeah,
just kind
yeah,
of
I had a couple different pictures of it. Like, 'cause I
because it
thought I
does
put
look
it.
kind of more like a futuristic bike, right?
Yeah, cause I think I had a couple of pictures of it, and I think I put them in the folder. Cause I know I
I
had
didn't see them in the folder.
then that means that it was in the other folder. So like, cause I had two folders for issue 6, and like one of them we ended up like not using, and then so I'm gonna look.
Yeah, because I was like, I just saw like all this stuff with like
Because we had this, I feel like we had this conversation before, like, because you were asking me about you were asking me about like, man, what does this bike look like? What does this bike look like? And then like, I was like, well, I thought I put it in a folder. So yeah,
I looked and it's like it ain't there.
yeah, apparently not. So let's try this again. Because I keep a folder on my desktop that should have all of it usually has all of the other stuff on it. The what do you want to call it? The references. So episode 6 references. Yeah, and I actually had the bike in there.
But that's
So
not the current folder that we have access to, right?
no, like yeah, it's the folder you have access to. Everybody has access to this folder. And I just put the bike in there now. I just uploaded the image of the bike in there.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, whenever you get a chance, you can look at it. So
Right now. Behind the scenes. Wait, I wonder if I have to restart it.
yeah, I mean, if anything, just reload the folder.
Okay, so it's not too bad.
Yeah, yeah, it's not like a
Felt
crazy.
like a feat. Yeah, because like in my mind, I was thinking like, because like when Shannon says like, is this even a bike? The way
Yeah,
she expresses it, it made it seem like it's
well,
something like kind
yeah,
of.
because she thought I think the dialogue was she was like, wait, this is just she was thinking like she was picking up like a motorcycle. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, technically it is, but like I guess it was like a miscommunication. So, but like that was the bike I was like writing about. This was the actual one. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah,
Okay, because I had something crazier pictured in my head, but okay.
Yeah, but that was the thing that she's that's basically what she's trying to wheel out of the out of their garage
Yeah.
quietly.
Hmm.
Yeah, cause I was looking when I was trying to write it. I was like, man, I need something that's gonna do. I need something that's gonna like be believable, like where it's not like some freaking crotch rocket motorcycle. You know what I'm saying? But like at the same time, it's just like you got something that like you can actually be like, okay, this is believable that you would have it, and it costs enough money that it would be repoed. You know what I'm saying? So
Okay, because in my head, I just thought it was something that's like super, like high tech out of this world. It's like they're not supposed to have, or it's like so expensive that like yeah, they couldn't have it or shouldn't afford it.
yeah,
Because
yeah.
like in my mind, and actually this is something I wanted to play with, like I don't know, kind of putting like I don't know, like how would you be opposed to kind of like me tooling around with the idea of like seeing how it could be like not necessarily changed, but like kind of posed in a different, or like just looks a little different. Like, as I imagine, kind of like not necessarily light Tron, but like having kind of like lights that kind of like have like a little bit like glow to where like because like in like the
Okay.
one shot, and let me see if I can pull that. Let me see if I can pull that file up. Okay, which page is that? Should have seen before. Yeah. Okay, because in this page right here, this is page 17. Basically she sneaks through the cars, sneaks around. I'm actually gonna have some windows on this side, so it's like maybe. Well, actually no, because like I guess it's at night, so maybe it wouldn't be on. But anyway, oh, by the way, like why are there a bunch of cars? I was kind of wondering were these other cars like the guys like working on? Because there's only two guys there.
Yeah, because it's only two guys. It's two guys there. So if I'm remembering the scene right, because I can always look at the script, but if I'm remembering the scene right, basically the guy wakes up because Shannon's rummaging around in their garage, and the other two cars that are there are like cars that they would work on. So it's like kind of broke down cars. So
Oh, okay. That's good to know because like
yeah,
in my mind I was thinking like these are like regular cars, like if there was other people over the house.
like no, it would be like one car that you have, and then it's another car that's like probably broke down. You know what I mean? And then they're
So there's
hiding.
like four
They're
of them.
hiding this bike. They're hiding this bike in like this storage shed. You know what I'm saying? Trying to make it like you can't access it. You know what I mean? So
Well, the thing is, like, yeah, in this scene, it's like I had her like pops wings in this truck right here in the background, and then she's kind of like going between like these four cars right here. And I actually had a fifth car because like in my head for like the one scene where he just kicks in the car, it's like oh I don't have another car there, so I'll just make one there. But anyway, she comes around the house, and then she's looking up at the shed, and then she sees the crate that she like steps up on to look here. And I was thinking like this bike kind of looked again not like super like Deus Ex Machina futuristic type
hmm
of bike, but something a little more slicker. But
I
there was these
mean
lights
it
on the
could
side
because
of it.
I think if you take into context like um just how I had an alternate cover of issue 6. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Like where we did the Kill Bill thing. Like
Oh yeah.
yeah, you could take it to that level. You know what I mean?
Wait, can you actually post that, or can you put that in the reference again? Because I
Yeah, I'll
actually
put
don't
that in the
see it.
reference. Like I'll put that in there right now. So
Okay. But then also like lights on the bike, because you said there's like hooked up like kind of almost electric bikes that have like a little power charge on the walls. But also
right.
it's gonna have like some lights, so that way it kind of has like a little bit of this blue glow atmosphere in the actual shed.
Yeah.
Like if you had like something like plugged up on like a wall thing in the dark, and you
Yeah.
can see that light. And then in this last tunnel right here, that's how she notices that door slightly ajar and the light is peering through here. Like that's the whole reason too. I was thinking of having like maybe some lights on the bike that are kind of slightly glowing.
Okay.
Kind of like when you see like circles on Iron Man suit, whatever, they like kind of glow, like
Yeah.
sort of like yeah, like that.
Yeah. So
But anyway,
I just put the bike in there. You know, or the picture of the bike in there.
yeah, and I'll have to for this next page afterwards. I'll have to retool like kind of how like because I do want the garage to come seem a little messy in this scene right here.
Yeah.
But I just thought about having like a little canoe boat laid up on the side of the wall next to the door, and then other random things. I don't know what. And
Yeah, I mean, I definitely am not opposed to it being junky. I know that's I'm always like considerate of like how much stuff I want you to draw. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, man, I don't want him to like be doing a whole bunch of crazy stuff. You know what I'm saying? Now I know it's other artists that I know that like they will like get lost in crazy little details like that. But
Yeah.
like, you know what I'm saying? I know then on the flip side I know other artists be like, man, I ain't trying to do all that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I'm always trying to be like, I don't know, considerate of stuff like that. You know what I mean? So
No, I get it.
yeah.
I get it. I mean, when it comes down to certain stories, sometimes it can feel like a drag, and it's kind of really fun to draw. But then there's other things where it's like, okay, this scene right here, okay, I'm having fun with this, so I definitely kind of want to like do a little bit of, as they say, storytelling. Because that was one of the things that like when we were doing like the milestone program, there was a couple like exercises where it's like, oh yeah, I'm definitely feeling this, and I want to like kind of show out a little bit on like having fun with the storytelling side of it. Like this page right here, like I remember like there was a lot less panels. Like it's like I have 10 panels here, and there
Mhm.
were like probably like 6 or 5. So I
Yeah.
was like, okay, I wanted to like do like a section where he's like jumping over this wall. Like you'll see multiple like characters of him jumping over like these gates and whatever, and he says stop. He's
Mhm.
huffing and huffing and huffing. Then he sees the car, lunges, jumps on it again, then does kind of a Mario jump, boing, and
Right.
then he like peers over the fence over where Shannon is. Then big kind of like you know panel gets off the ground. And this wasn't in the script, but I feel like it needs a beat of like
Yeah.
they're both on the ground, like slumped over, just
Okay.
to kind of get like a pause, like oh, okay, that was a big thing to
And
say.
wait,
And then get
what
out.
page was that? That was
14.
14. Let me go back to that. Let me look at that real quick. Uh, all right. Oh, you said it was 14?
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh,
14.
sorry, 22. My bad.
I was
Yeah,
gonna say
because
like it's
there
not
is stuff. Cause like yeah, because like the way I had like my pencil on the thing. Yeah,
okay.
22.
So yeah, he's hopping through the fences, da 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 da, and then he's hoofing it. Doom. He jumps over the
And this
car, jumps
basically I
this.
broke the. I think I broke like panel 2 into a couple different panels to kind of get that like
Yeah,
storytelling
no,
going
no,
at the same time.
that works. Cause I'm looking at how you did it, and it's demonstrating more action. That way, like when he jumps up, like for that was that one, two, three, four, five, six, the sixth panel. When he's like in the air, it's like it creates that intensity, so that when we go to the sixth panel, when he actually tackles Shannon off the bike, you know, we actually see that. So that
Yeah,
actually
in panel
works.
7, that's the crazy part about it. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Yeah,
8, 9, 10, 11. Wow, that's I think that might be the
one, two,
most panels
three,
I've
four,
ever held.
five,
Is
six,
11.
7, 8, 9. Yeah, yeah. But like the action itself like works though, because it creates, especially once you get to panel like I said, one, two, three, four, five, six. Once you get to the sixth panel, it creates the drama to really sell set panel 7 because that's like a major moment. Like bam, he tackled her, he got her. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then like we see the aftermath, the full shot of them like laying down and on the bike, and then he's picking himself up, she's picking herself up, and then their phone rings. And dude's like, "No, I'm not done with
Yeah.
you, Net." And then it's like, "Yeah." So yeah,
As much
that.
as you guys getting beaten up, he shouldn't have the stamina to like
Oh, he
endure this
shouldn't.
much of like a beating. But yeah.
He shouldn't. But like that's what I think. That's also what makes it funny because the way she's schooling him is very much because it's my explanation, and I'm gonna put it actually in the story itself. My explanation is this: is like because it happens like in the first issue of Scrap as well. Is like basically Shannon, like because of her martial arts training, the average person who attempts to fight is like going to look like a fool. You know what I'm saying? She's gonna be basically God mode. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
as far as like stand up striking, because it's not gonna be an issue. You know what I'm saying? So that's what makes this particular page like so funny because she's having this conversation like, hold up, wait, yeah, what's happening? Pop, pop. You know what I'm saying? What's going on? You know what I mean? And it's nothing. And that's what makes it cool. You know what I'm saying? Because like this guy clearly doesn't know how to fight. You know,
Yeah.
and then it's just that whole thing. So, um, but then obviously like you see her fight like someone who actually knows how to fight, and it's a problem. You know what I mean? Because that's kind of the real thing in like martial arts is like yeah, if a person who's a black belt comes in and fights you know someone who has no training at all, they have no idea what to do, and the black belt looks like freaking god to them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that was kind of like the thing, and it's just this is
Yeah,
one of the
his page was fun too. 23.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like the
Yeah, 23 was like,
he parries it, and I didn't really understand like how to do it, but I thought it'd be cool to kind of have like her like I don't know forearm kind of like just kind of push it to the side off.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I
And some type of like a
especially
punch.
yeah, especially like was it one, two, three, four. So panel five, like that is amazing. So and I never thought to like do the top down angle like because I was always looking from the side, but like the top down angle of doing that is like actually clutch. So yeah,
Yeah, and then like the upper elbow thing, because like I looked it up like how on YouTube like how it looked, and I was like, okay, this should be fun. It's kind of like him
are you
going
talking about
uppercut.
The Yair Rodriguez elbow?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, because it's like that was one of those cool moves. Like, holy crap, he knocked this guy out with this move. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, it's one of those little bitty Easter eggs that like, if you know, you know. You know what I'm saying? But like, yeah, when it happened live and like he knocked the guy out with it, it's like you did because it happens when you see it in real time. It happens so quick. You're like, wait, what? You know what I mean? Like it didn't make sense. But then like you watch the replay, it's like, holy shit, he hit him with that. So I think that was like kind of the brilliant thing about like um, about sliding that in there because then like now we can actually focus on it. You know what I'm saying? So you know, but um, but no issue six though overall was like an issue that I was like I needed to set up a bunch of stuff and like I kind of looked at it as a transition issue. You know what I'm saying? And like I'm happy that like now that I'm seeing it in real life and like how you're putting it together is like damn this kind of slap. You know what I'm saying? And so I was always afraid of that. I was like, man, I don't know if it's gonna like hit like it need to hit, and but like it's really doing its thing. You know what I'm saying? You really like you putting your foot into it. You know what I'm saying? So, um, but yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like I and I'm like, because the issues that I absolutely love as far as the action and just the storytelling and everything like that goes are 7 and 8. You know, like those particular issues plus like whenever we get to basically doing issue 7, like I am just I'm very very excited to see you draw Zakaya. So like I'm super
I
excited
mean, you've
about that.
seen I've drawn it before, but obviously it's for like more illustrative, like
Yeah, but like
okay.
just to see her because she makes way more of an appearance in issue 7. Actually, issue 7, 8, 9, and 10, um, she's like prominently featured. You know what I'm saying? Like I think the only because like after that I don't think she's like not featured in the books because like I finished 11 or I'm working on 11 and actually I'm done with 11, so I'm working on 12 now, and like she's yeah she's like there. You know what I'm saying? So like this is like basically issues 4 and 5, 4, 5, and 6 are the only issues that like she isn't in. 1, 2, 4, 5, and 6 are the only issues that she isn't in so far. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm.
yeah, but but yeah, issue 7 is like that's another one where I'm like, yeah, this is that's another thing where I'm like, yeah, I'm very excited to see what you do with it, with her, with you know, obviously like the Marishi 10. So those are super things that are be crazy. So yep. But yeah, let's see here.
sure it's gonna be weird too, since we're not gonna have like a lot of like movies or TV shows really like kind of prominent since like things are kind of on the rebound. Like actually, I just saw that like the new season of Abbott Elementary just came back, so there's gonna be like at least like one or two episodes up. So I'm gonna check that out. But like overall, there's been like a lot of stuff that's been not only been delayed, but just like
Yeah, the strike, like that's what they said though. They said basically the strike, we wouldn't see the real effects of the strike until about now.
yeah.
So, like,
Which, in retrospect, is actually not too bad. It's not like a lot of people are like even when I say a lot of people, the general public are asking like, oh, where's my TV shows or new stuff? It's like they just kind of like, oh, I guess well, if it comes, it'll come.
right. So yeah, a lot of stuff got pushed back. I know on the Marvel stuff, man, like
Just got Deadpool.
yeah, but basically like yeah, they Marvel's like yeah, we just got Deadpool this year. Either Kevin Feige or Bob Iger was like yeah, we are just retooling a lot of stuff, and we're retool. They're like we're retooling a lot of stuff, and we're retooling just how we're gonna like.
For Captain America, like new Brave New World or whatever.
Yeah, they're gonna retool
Get
that,
rid of
obviously.
we gotta redo it everything.
Yeah, they
Although I'm
basically.
not gonna lie, like I'm not really a fan of like the new costume mostly because it looks too much like Steve's costume. That's my only biggest gripe, and that's the reason why. I like the white. I honestly like the comic book accurate costume, and like just kind of hearing some of these like online people talk about like, oh, I can see why they probably changed it. It's like nah, I want to because now my question is, are they gonna even answer this? But like, is that costume made of vibranium? Because it better be.
Right, it should be.
Because that I mean, because that's literally so that answers that's another question. It's like okay, like when did like Wakanda like come to give Sam like a new like vibranium suit to look more like Caps? Because like that was the whole thing about like Falcon and Winter Soldier. It's like he got his new suit because of the Wakandans, and even just like on like spec just alone, you think about oh wow, the fact that like he's respected enough to get a free vibranium suit from like the Dora Milaje. It's like here you go.
Right.
It's like they don't do that like they don't hand that out like chocolate.
Right, they really don't. So, and I would think that he would get that. Like he would get that, and that would be, you know, his his real shield that he needs. You know what I'm saying? Because other than like him having his shield, I mean, bruh ain't got nothing. Here's my biggest fear with Sam. Like, Brave New World is the idea that I really think that they're going to put a lot of people in his movie, and like there's going to be little to no focus on Sam. So
Oh man, tell me about it, man. That's how I feel about Blade.
yeah, that's what
The fact
I
he even has a daughter, like I've known he's had a daughter obviously before they even like announced they were doing a Blade movie.
yeah.
But I'm like
But like
I already see where it's going.
yeah, you got a feeling where it's just like we're not gonna focus on Blade, or like we're gonna rewrite Blade in a point where
They're gonna focus on him, but there's gonna be additives like, okay, I need you to do this. Like, Kevin does this like for a lot of things, and I get it, and it's worked out a lot. But like some things, and I don't even know if this is more so his decision versus like, a studio decision. But the idea of like, listen, we're setting up Young Avengers. I get that. So literally, we're basically making all legacy characters to carry over the brand with two new characters. That's essentially what it is.
right,
Because every single like young Avenger is basically a legacy character. There is no well, it's yeah, every single one. Because even if Miles was in that universe, he's a legacy character.
mm-hmm, yeah,
And I have no problem with that, but it's like, especially with the whole Blade daughter thing, like it's kind of feel weird because like I admit, as much as I haven't read like a lot of Blade comics,
mm-hmm,
you can't deny that Wesley Snipes' Blade was pretty much like the dominant image that the pop culture, geek culture, really accepted as Blade.
right,
Not the British accents, I get it, like that's where originally came from, but it's like American loner with like Whistler at his side, and that's it. Maybe a couple other people like in the occultist, because even like when he went to the shop in like the first movie to like kind of get some like I don't know if it was like some type of like serum potion or something, whatever, to kind of add to like his little serum mix. Like it was a brother too. He was like It was just really quick, and I was like, that was dope. But overall, it's like Blade does not have sidekicks, well, other than Whistler, but even that's kind of different. But like he's just very much like a rough and gruff like guy with like not a lot of emotion, where it's like he's like making because like you could tell that like things changed when like the second movie came around. He was smiling a lot more, making a lot more like wittier jokes, and I was like, I don't like that.
Yeah, yeah, and then we all know what happened with Blade 3. So
Yeah,
you know,
we don't talk about that.
we
But
really
going
don't.
back to the first one, I literally thought about like I need to look up the writer or whoever created like Blade's daughter.
Yeah,
I don't bemoan people for this, but like I almost feel like because I could see it a mile away, it's like I know exactly where you got that from. You remember when he's going through the archives, like Whistler like informs like, okay, we gotta like make this like he's getting some information. I forget like how it turns out, but he's getting some information like him and like the black woman that he saves, like they're going through these archives, whatever. And
yeah,
basically, the vampire team get the jump on him. But before he does that, like he's like going through these like glass archives, and he sees this black girl. She has like a little bit of a crop top, and she has dreads on everything, and she looks a bit cute, but she's crying in the corner. All of a sudden, she rises up, and she basically does like she whoops his tail. And she's a vampire.
mm-hmm.
I could just imagine whoever wrote that character's like, that can be Blade's daughter. That's literally what they thought.
Yeah, I believe
They
it.
saw that and it's like, ooh.
Yeah, I can
And again,
definitely.
I'm not bemoaning necessarily like legacy characters. When I think about like, does this character stand just on their own outside? Because I think that's the one thing you can look at like with Dick Grayson, from Robin to Nightwing to just who he is, like just Dick Grayson. He is stood on his own like supremely outside of Batman. I mean, he's obviously forever connected to Batman, but like we don't look at him as like, okay, well, this is just like if Bruce actually died in comics, he would take over. Because he obviously did that a couple times, but overall, he stands over on his own as like a character that like you think of outside of Bruce.
Right.
Most of these legacies characters, some of them, are exceptions, but they kind of like they still have too much of a connection with the OG character that makes them feel like, well, why should I care as much?
Right. No, I dig it. Like
Because
that's
I like Kamala, for instance, like more when she's not connected with Carol.
yeah. I can dig that. Like, oh shoot. But yeah, I can dig that. Like, it's basically like Kamala, Kamala's stories, especially in her initial run, like they were like a lot better. They were a lot funner, and like they
Yeah,
felt like old Peter Parker. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
like,
that's why she was created to
yeah,
fill that void. Because like Peter got old, he got married, and then he got divorced and all the weird stuff, and then he just became this relic. And it's like you look back to that, and at the time, it was kind of going that direction until what's his name, Quesada was like, get that out of here.
right,
I want Peter back to when I remember him. He shouldn't be dating. He should be dating, but he shouldn't be married. He shouldn't have kids. Get rid of it. And people are like, well, I miss Spider-Man. It's like, well, here's Kamala. She basically fits that to a T.
mm. Yeah, yeah. It is one of those things, man. Just like, and I think that's a big thing with certain characters like that, man. Like, um, just how they like you can if you separate a character from somebody and like just make it so it's not about this character. We're look like a good thing is like Miles. Like Miles would be like, okay, if Miles is like doing his own thing and like Peter's not in the way at all, he's not around. It's very interesting to see like what people do with Miles as a character, because let's be real, like anytime Peter and Miles interact, you realize like Miles is basically just his sidekick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, pretty much. And he's
So
always like kind of like you know, doting towards him or subservient
yeah,
what they're doing. He's like, hey, teach me, teach me, teach me. And I
yeah,
get it still. Like obviously, like Spider Verse did like an amazing portrayal of that, and it was great. And then when everything was done, Peter went back. And then when Spider-Verse 2 came out, he showed up and said, hey, finally. Wait, did he had a, no, he didn't have a kid in the first one. He said, hey, finally had a kid, and I'm happy. Dude, you should try this. Like, he was over the moon, like, just like complete dad. But, you know, it's not where it's like, okay, I don't. It was only towards the end where they could kind of get like a lesson speech about the whole like you gotta let your dad die because you're sweet. It's kind of stupid, but yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's still wild. Just to think about that whole aspect. It's like, dude, you gotta let it happen.
Bam.
All right, getting to that time. We're gonna have to sign
Yeah.
off.
Yeah, it is getting towards that time. Bam. Okay. That's cool. I actually have to get to the store myself. So we did. I'm just trying to continue with this consistency, trying to like knock out a little something every single time. So, but yeah, man. Next week we'll get it together. As soon as I'm still getting a handle on my schedule at work, but I think I got it. You know what I'm saying? 7:30 is like a realistic time I can get here and be on and stuff.
Okay.
So, yeah, I think that might be the thing. And I know you got to just dip out at a hard 9, but it's all good. So, but we'll get it together though, man. And also I'm gonna look over these pages like tonight before I go to bed, and then I'll be able to tell
Okay.
you like, hey, do this or that or whatever. So
Yeah.
yeah, that'll be what's up. But all right, y'all. Thanks for tuning in and all this other stuff. Y'all see this on a replay, and I don't know. Peace.